Hey everybody, Bandai Dave here, and miracles do happen. It's 12 o'clock when we said we were going to start, and we started at 12. Not 12:01, not 12:02, but 12 o'clock on the dot. And that's because we have an incredibly special guest today. Joining us from Warner Brothers is Alan Johnson. Alan, how are you doing today?
Doing great. Thanks for having me. I'm excited.
Absolutely. We are going to be talking about video games and video game characters and collectibles, and it wouldn't be a Bluefin Hangout if we didn't do a giveaway, and we want to do an early bird giveaway for the people who joined us right at 12, people that were on time. So, AJ, how do you want to do this? Do you just want them to throw out their favorite characters or suck up to you, AJ? You know, you like that.
I think favorite characters is pretty good. Let's pick a game and you can pick your favorite character from there. So, David seems to be pretty good with video games. David, you got a game in mind that you want to...
Batman Arkham Knight for no apparent reason.
Batman Arkham Knight.
What's the your favorite character is Batman. There's no really other answer. Just let us know your favorite character from any video game that you have. See David's got his Batman Arkham Knight there. And while we're introducing the crew, just make sure to leave those comments, and AJ will pick a winner. And remember, AJ picks the winner. So if you got to be nice to one of the five of us,
look at that.
It should always be AJ.
Hey, there you go.
Batman always.
Right
so again, thanks for joining us. We have Alan, our very special guest today. We have Justin, we have David, we have AJ as always. Justin, how are you doing today?
I am fabulous, David. I have a fun game for us again this week, so
cannot wait. Is it Eric again? Eric Selvig?
No. It's different. It is different. It is 20 questions, but it's different.
All right, it's 21 questions.
Yeah.
All right.
Put the system on trial.
AJ, how are you doing today? It's Friday. We love Friday. I won't sing the Rebecca Black song.
I'm really excited for this game. Justin's got. I think our streams have gone much more exciting every time Justin comes up with a fun game for us, especially when chat gets involved.
A game about games, and during that game, I'm sure we'll be giving away another code to Mortal Kombat 11 Ultimate. And if you're interactive, you're the MVP. You might just find yourself having a code. But David Clark, how are you today?
I'm doing good, man. It's a Friday, and we're talking about video games. It really can't get much better than that.
Nice. So obviously, we're talking about the collectibles that are on the toys, on the video games. We have just so many different brands that have video game characters from it. Obviously, Storm Collectibles being one of our biggest one. They have all of these, knocked over in Bison. We have all of these amazing beefy Storm figures. We have Doomsday from Injustice. We have lots of Mortal Kombat, lots of Street Fighter. You go out to the edges. Tamashii Nations is killing it with these monster arts from Monster Hunter. We have Rathalos. Here we have Nargacuga. We did a whole thing on Pokemon, so we have the Pokepluck kits. Nanoblocks is one of our newest brands. And they're making a ton of fun little creations. We got Sonic and we have Squirtle here, and of course Shokugan is bringing these adorable Kirby's. There are 9 different Kirby's you can get in Series 1. Series 2 will be coming out in the near future. You got your all your favorites from Super Smash Brothers, including the Link Kirby, which is my personal favorite. And, of course, the itty-bitty, adorable, cute little Animal Crossing guys that you will definitely want to collect. It is also from Shokugan. So we'll start with Alan. You're our guest, Alan. What's your kind of collectible history with video game franchises? Do you have a lot of figures from video game properties?
I do. Some from games I've worked on. Some Call of Duty stuff from way back in the day. Resident Evil is always a go-to. Those old Toy Biz ones from the 90s. Street Fighter, the G.I. Joes from the 90s. Video game toys have been one of my first go-tos. Even the old, I want to say they were Burger King or McDonald's Happy Meal Mario 3, I think. There was one that had a little sticky thing that would bounce and jump. So yeah, video game toys and video games have always been a big part of my my toy collecting history.
Awesome. What about you, Justin? I know obviously now we're Bluefin, so we have a ton of these toys, but pre-Bluefin, what kind of video game collectibles did you collect?
Oh man, my favorite ones ever were the Metal Gear Solid figures that McFarlane Toys made. I have all of them. I love them. Vulcan Raven was the first figure that I ever bought on eBay ever, and that was in 99 or 2000. And love them to death. I pulled them out a couple months ago. I was like, oh my god, I still have these. They were just hidden in a tub somewhere, and I forgot all about them. And holy smokes, love those figures to death. And they did this really cool sort of fish tank versions of them, and it was Snake and Meryl, and there was like an armory behind them with all their weapons and accessories, and it was so badass. And I just kind of fell in love with them all over again. Had to play the game, and of course I suck now because it's been 20 years since I played the game. But it was a blast. Love it, love it, love it, love it.
Awesome. Now, David, I know you really can't collect video game collectibles because you have no room because of all the boxes from the Unbuilt Gunpla. But if you were to collect, Flame and Sentinel, they're making some great stuff, and so you were showing off the Arkham Knight Batman. When can we expect this bad boy to hit stores?
Well, so the Arkham Knight himself, he sold out. Sorry, guys, you got on missed out. But Batman is coming out. Hopefully, as long as nothing in the world sets on fire or explodes, 6 to 7 months from now, God willing. So 2021, I need you to just cooperate with me, please.
Do you want to show that figure up a little bit more?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, the Arkham Knight. It's pretty cool. It's got like die-cast joints and stuff, and it feels really good. It's a really awesome figure. And if once I get Batman, I can have him show that he's got daddy issues. Like, why did you let me die? Or
how do I get yours?
You can't actually. I will fight for it. So everyone gets these hands.
Let's go back to the main screen with David again. Can you put David main screen again?
Sure.
Is your box collection getting bigger? Did you add stuff the last couple of weeks?
It's getting smaller.
Really?
It's getting smaller. It has gotten a few boxes shorter. But I do also have some video game figures too. Every time there would be like a collectible version that had like a statue or whatever, I'd always get those. Like I got it from like Assassin's Creed 3, Infamous, Knights of the Old Republic, the Old Republic, the MMO, which came with the figure. I always get the statues. I don't know why. I see a better version. I spend for the better version.
Nice. And then AJ, what's your favorite video game collectible, and why is it Luigi?
All right, if it's Luigi, I'll accept it. There's not much Luigi love. If anything, Waluigi should also get a lot of collectibles too. I think just recently I was at Target and I saw like the little cars for the Mario characters, and there was one with Waluigi, and I was like so tempted to get it. I don't need it, but again, representing Waluigi, I think would be fantastic. There needs to be both more of the non-Mario, not Mario characters.
I agree. Waluigi's underrepresented.
Mm-hmm. Like even recently, Nintendo even shared that photo with Waluigi, and like the internet went wild about it. So
it was funny. Justin and I don't know if it was Anime NYC or New York Comic Con. One of them, there was an artist alley. Someone had drawn sexy Wario and sexy Luigi, and my eyes have never been the same.
Yeah, I was blushing. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. And the guy was very nice. He let me just take a photo so I could have it forever and all eternity. Normally, I don't like to take pictures of artists' work, but he was like, "You can take a picture." I was like, "Sweet." Picked up my phone, did it.
Awesome. Now, Alan, you obviously play a lot of video games, or maybe working on them, you don't want to play them as much. How does it feel to play a character and then have a collectible, like a Storm collectible that's just so detailed it's like right out of the game? What's that experience like for you, having seen these characters from like conception to now you're holding a physical manifestation of them?
Yeah, it's funny. The Mortal Kombat, the Storm collectible Mortal Kombat, like all the ninjas are some of my favorites ever. MK9 was a huge game for me. I was not at Warner Brothers at the time, and it was just, as a fan, it was a huge game for me. So being able to pick up these versions of kind of the game that kind of reinvigorated the franchise is amazing, and that's one of my favorite games of all time. So being able to like look at each piece, look at the way that the cloth kind of like drapes over Scorpion and all the different ninjas, and it's just amazing. So yeah, I love it. That's why I love collecting toys, to be honest, is that it gives me a closer look at the things I'm a huge fan of.
Sweet.
Yeah, I love Mortal Kombat 9. I love just like the whole retelling, and we got some Scorpion here. He's too tall though.
AJ, do you want to pick a winner for the character selection?
I do. So we're gonna pick. Where did they go? I lost their name.
Oh no.
We're gonna pick.
It still counts.
We're gonna go with Jacob for Metal Gear Player Arts Kai. I remember those, and let me just say, those were one of the ones where I was like, man, these are getting pretty expensive. I probably won't stop collecting them. But Jacob's at Metal Gear, and I know you like Metal Gear as well, so we're going to go with Jacob. So he gets the first code.
There you go. Nice. We do have other codes to give out during the stream, so make sure that you are being super interactive in the comments. And any question that you hear any of us ask, feel free to give us your answer on what your favorite video game is, your favorite collectible, what you collect. If maybe you got some obscure video game that none of us have heard from, but you collect Happy Meal toys from them, go ahead and let us know. I remember my very first SH Figure Arts I ever owned was a Mario SH Figure Arts, and I remember being one of those people who was like, are figure arts really worth the money? And the second I had this Mario in my hand, I'm like, okay, figure arts are pretty legit. And then I ended up buying there he is. I ended up buying the entire line. The only one I don't have is Luigi, because when I started here, they had sold out of Luigi, and I just haven't gone on eBay to buy it. But he is literally the only figure I don't have from the line, so I might just have to bite that bullet. No love for Luigi.
Someone asked, which channel are they paying attention to the most? I'm paying attention to all the channels. So, as you guys are commenting, I will see it all.
Yeah, so the way we're streaming is on the right side of our screen, we have comments from all the platforms. So whether you're on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, wherever you're at, we can see your comments. It's all mixed in together. So don't worry, comment wherever you're at. There is no preferable thing. But if you are on YouTube, we are really, really trying to expand our YouTube channel. We are Bluefin Video on YouTube. And if you could give us a subscribe, we would love that. We're actually doing a giveaway for YouTube subscribers. If you go to bluefinbrands.com/contest, we're giving away a whole massive mega giveaway. Wow. It's got a ton of different things. And someone's got to win. Might as well be you, right? There it is. Justin, quick on the draw. To see all those goodies, and so it's on Gleam. So there's a million different ways to enter. You go to a couple websites, follow a couple social channels, whatever you feel comfortable doing, and you'll get entered to win some amazing prizes.
Sweet. So Chris Cooper has a fun question. How about some figures we'd like to own that haven't been made? Ooh, now we're talking. So of course, we all know that I want King of the Hill figures, but since it's a video game. Bluefin Hangout, I won't talk about that, but King of the Hill, just throwing it out there. And then I would say Dark Souls, man. If we could get some SH Monster Arts of some Dark Souls bosses, that would be so badass, and I would love it so much, and I'd buy them all, but maybe that's just me.
I don't think you're thinking fourth dimensionally, Justin. So you leverage this to make a King of the Hill video game, and then you get the toys from the video game, so you get both.
Now we're talking. I like where your head's at.
Alan, what about you? Is there a franchise that you think is underserved in the collectibles realm that you would love to see, figures or accessories from?
Yeah, so it's funny. Metal Gear. I'm gonna say Metal Gear here, so just prepare for the controversy. But I do feel it's super underserved. PlayArts Kai is kind of come and gone. There was that one. I want to say there was a Figma, the MGS2 one. And then there were the McFarlane toys from way back when, but there really hasn't been too much, especially kind of going deeper than just Snake, and especially first Metal Gear since those McFarlane toys, and then that small handful of really expensive PlayArts Kai. So I definitely go like an in-depth, highly posable Metal Gear line, MGS1, start from the beginning, then move into 2. And kind of keep going. That's how I would love to see. MGS is probably one of my top 3 franchises. So that's definitely where my final answer here.
There you go. That's a good answer, Alan.
That is a good answer.
Metal Gear Solid 3 because that's my favorite one out of all the games. That would be amazing too. But absolutely.
Maybe some model kits too while we're at it.
Oh man, I almost got into like a Metal Gear Rex model kit once, and I was like, I can't do models. And then fast forward to today, and I'm working at Bluefin, and that's all we got is models. It's great.
Like, models are my life. What about you, AJ? Is there a video game you're playing that you don't think has enough love?
Well, right now, this person, Adventures in Collecting said SHF Legend of Zelda figures. I gotta say, Legend of Zelda is a really fun game. I would like to see more toys for it, but I also feel like Resident Evil is also one of the things that I've been really into lately that I think also deserves some more love in toys. Like, with 8 being out, it'd be kind of funny to have like Ethan Winters without like the head, since that's obviously something that the characters never see, so it's like, oh dude, this is your character, it doesn't have a head. Oh, that's how it's supposed to be.
It just comes with hands. It's just hands.
Yeah. You get different hands. There you go.
Adventures in Collecting took my answer. Legend of Zelda all day long. I have a Legend of Zelda tattoo. I love that game so much, and I would love to see Legend of Zelda figure arts, models, Storm Collectibles. Whoever wants to make it, I will buy it, and I'll buy a lot of them. So
There you go.
Legend of Zelda all the way. Mr. Clark,
Yes.
what's
I've
your
got
guess?
one.
More Gunpla? We need more Gunpla?
No, not more Gunpla.
You know
There's one thing that I've wanted that Flame Toys, please hear me. I would like a line of model kits based off of Transformers War for Cybertron, because in that game you were able to make your own Transformer and like, you know, change out weapons and parts and stuff, and they can also then, you know, transform to different vehicles and stuff. I played that game so much. Please let me do that in model kit form. Somebody out there, listen to me, please.
Sounds complicated.
Anybody.
Funny
Sounds
enough, today is like Flame Toys Friday, and I think someone had also commented that also where they wanted something like that within the line of Flame Toys. So you're not the only one.
This guy just commented. I'm assuming he's agreeing with me. I'm just gonna put that out there in the universe. He's agreeing.
No,
with me.
he's like he's Zelda. He's not. That's
How does that work? Do you just get like a scoop and you like buy it in bulk of like model parts?
like at the Lego store.
Yeah. And they're like, okay,
Well, I actually thought this out. So basically, you would have several different frames that can transform into several different types of figures. You know, like you have like you know, a seeker type. You have you know, smaller vehicles, bigger vehicles, maybe some Beast War stuff. So you have common frames, and all the frames have common joints and common plugs for all the armor parts.
Yeah.
It's gonna work.
There you go.
Trust me. I have charts.
Clark's living in 2050 right now. Holy
There
cow.
you go, David.
You said it, Chris. So all time, what is your favorite game, Alan? If you were on a desert island, you can only take one system with one game. What's it gonna be?
Of all time, I'm gonna have to go back to, and this is again like a very kind of like, oh wow, cool. Everyone says that. You know, 007 Goldeneye. That was just like, I mean, I just had some just ridiculous memories of playing that game. Just going over to my friends' houses when I was in, like, I think I want to say in like 5th or 6th grade, and just like literally spending the just like days, nights, like weekends playing that game and just going nuts. So probably I definitely go with Bond 007. I don't know. I still hope that they remaster that thing, but you know, we'll see. That's
You're gonna
probably
have to get stranded with several of your friends
Right.
in order to like
Yeah,
just to play, like, guys, we're
You
going
and
on
3
an
of your
island
buddies.
trip.
Hey,
Yeah.
playing
I promise we'll
facility
come back.
playing facility over and over again.
There you
could be
go.
fun, you know.
Yeah.
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 You can have the
Platforms
main
only.
you can have the main controller, and the others can have the other brand party controller,
Like a Mad Cats or something?
with
There
the
you go.
turbo
Right.
button.
Facility's the one where I had like the bathroom stalls, right? So you could throw like proximity mines.
Yeah, the proximity mines.
Big
Yeah,
head-
you would
big
look
head-
for.
Big head mod on golden
Yeah.
gun only.
I remember.
We
Yeah,
had
we
to go
knew
up into
where
the
all the
shaft.
spawns. Yeah, we knew where all the spawns were, so we proximity mined everything, and then it was a waiting game to see who would die first, and they would just die, just instant deaths all over the place. Oh man, I love Goldeneye. I wish I was only in 6th grade when it came out, but I guess I am much older, so I remember playing it as an adult. Justin, what's your favorite game?
I would have to go with Dark Souls. Just absolutely love Dark Souls. I buy it for everyone for their birthday. Like, hey, this is like the most challenging game I ever had, and I love it to death, and I want you to experience it as well. If they give up, that's fine, but if they beat it, they will feel so accomplished, and just it's just an incredible feeling the first time you beat Dark Souls. And I have yet to play a game that has ever given me that feeling. So I would definitely say Dark Souls. But this person's on the right track too with BioShock. I think Storm can make a pretty badass like Big Daddy. You know, like on the
Ooh,
same
for
side as,
sure.
like,
Yeah.
like that
Yeah,
Doomsday
very
or
awesome.
that Goro. Yeah, that'd be pretty.
Yeah, like a
rad.
giant size. That would be awesome.
I would take that. So
Yeah, it's funny when you ask questions like "What's your favorite game?" It kind of lets us know how old you are, type thing. Like we all kind of have this sweet spot of like our youth, like before we had like responsibilities, and that's usually where our favorite game comes from. So in the chat, let us know your favorite game, and then we'll try to see how old you are. We're gonna play a guessing game. AJ, favorite game?
Oh man, that's so hard to pick. I think from my childhood, I think I'll go a little bit forward. I think back when Halo 2 came out with like Xbox Live and stuff, like after like LAN parties, and you're just like, I can go on live, I can just like start talking smack with everyone else. I think like that was a really good point in like high school for me where I'm like, this is really fun. but I'm not good at trash talking. But then I think now I'm gonna go with Animal Crossing. It's very casual, but something about it that's just like, I'm not here to get stressed in my life. I just want to like do something. I'll make it. So we'll go with Animal Crossing.
Yeah, Halo 2 came out. I remember going to the midnight launch on November 9th is when it came out. And it was the first time I ever had a Red Bull. They were giving Red Bulls to people online. And I remember, I don't like this very much. And then fast forward many, many years, and I'm like, I like this a lot.
Yeah.
Like Justin, how many days have you been away from energy drinks?
Oh,
I know
man,
you were a big fan of those.
I am. So December 2nd was my last energy drink, and so I'm like over 170 days sober, I think.
Dang.
So that's awesome. Excited for that.
Nice. David, what is your favorite game? This is an age test. This is where he says, I was playing, Final Fantasy 12 when I was in first grade. And I'm like,
This game came out exactly at the halfway point of my life. It came out on my birthday in 2005 that I'm sure no one's heard of. It's MS Saga: A New Dawn. It is a SD Gundam RPG in like the style of like a turn-based like JRPG type thing where you can like make your own little team of SDs and customize them and stuff. And I love this game so much that like when I lost it, I went and bought another copy because I was just so scared I'd never be able to find it. It's on PS2. It's never been brought up anywhere else. There's no sequel, but I love that game to death. And if anyone out there has heard of it, please hashtag it or something so that maybe one day PS5 sequel. Hopefully.
Nice. I saw the Salacious Crumb Love for Super Mario World. That was like the first game I ever like 100%ed that I remember on the Super Nintendo.
Right. That was my favorite game of all time until Dark Souls. And that's coming from someone that has like a Mario tattoo. So I mean, I love Mario Brothers. You can see I got Mario behind me. But Dark Souls took the top spot, sadly.
Wow. There's a person
Chris,
who also talked about.
I did like Custom Robo. I see your comment. I did.
Custom
like
Robo was a
that
fun game. Like, there was one who commented like Persona. Let me tell you, like, I think when the third game came out, I was at a Kmart. See, that's how old that Kmart still existed. That I found the third game, and I remember a friend was like talking all about it. I'm like, yeah, let's see what this game's about. I played it, and then from there, I'm like, okay, Atlas, you got me. I will be playing all your games going forward.
Nice. So. Yeah, and Alan had mentioned Goldeneye. That's another franchise. You don't see a lot of toys for Bond. To where it could be a pretty interesting. I mean, obviously you have the 5 different Bonds. The actors who play James Bond that could be figures, but they just have, especially like the Roger Moore era of James Bond. There's so many fun villains. From like your Jaws and your Odd Job and all of those, all the way to like Xenia Onatopp and stuff like that. You could have some real fun with those figures.
Lego did make that car, which is pretty rad. Yeah. Lego made, I forget what car it was. It was like, I don't know if it was like an Aston Martin or whatever, but I saw it at a Target once. It was like $150. I was like, oh my god, this is like beautiful. But
yeah, it was one of like the super detailed ones. It wasn't like your jagged Legos. It was nice and smooth.
It's like super mega. But Frank has a great question. What are the chances of getting model kits for Horizon Zero Dawn or Forbidden West machines?
I almost said that.
Yeah,
I love Horizon Zero Dawn.
So after
you also love model kits,
right? After the footage yesterday, I almost asked that question on Twitter, like, "Hey, would you guys be interested in Horizon Zero Dawn model kits?"
And then everyone will be like, "Oh my God, Justin said we're gonna get for."
I know. I had that problem with Zelda a couple months ago. I was like, "I'm just gauging interest. Relax. I want to champion it for you. I just need to know that you want it first."
Well, as someone who loves Zelda, you teased me, Justin, and now I need it.
Okay.
This person, Infra fan, says Star Fox needs more toy love. I remember back when like the N64 game came out, like there was that those playground rumors where it's like if you do this trick, you get to the secret level. And I remember I tried listening in on like every single person. I probably shouldn't be eavesdropping at that point, but if they're talking Star Fox, I might as well. I tried every single one, and I'm like, none of these work. These people are liars. I distrust every single one of you.
Do you mean how to get to the real Andros?
Or yeah, I guess like stuff like that too. I remember I had to buy it's like Nintendo Power. I'm like, this is the only person and book I trust.
It's rad.
I remember there were rumors of Star Fox 2 being playable, and I was like, nah, never. And then with the SNES Mini, that Mini thing that came out, it came out. Like I thought that was like a never ever in the world situation, and now we can literally play it anytime. And I played it once.
It's
And
like you sat on this game, the sequel to the successful game. You just sat on it for 30 years.
Well, the one that was on the N64 was pretty incredible.
Yeah,
that
Star Fox 64.
Yeah, Star Fox 64 was awesome. Came with the Rumble Pack and everything. That was so badass. But the with the SNES Star Fox, we had like the FX chip or whatever. Remember that was like a big deal. But you're just looking at a bunch of triangles. Like the whole game is just a bunch of triangles. You're like, oh, that triangle right there. That's my favorite one I've ever seen. But
it's never gonna get better than this.
And then like that one level though, where you got to go inside the space stations and destroy the cores and then escape. I always thought that level was so badass. It was like in the middle of the map. You know how you could pick like 3 different adventure ways that you wanted to go. There's like those little coordinates. There's one in the middle that had this one where you went inside stations and blew up these cores. And I always thought that was like the coolest level ever.
So
I
great.
love Star Fox 64 when you got to go on the planet as the tank too. It wasn't just in the space.
Yeah.
That one was hard, man. Everything just kept exploding. You can't fly.
Can't you do flips?
Sucks.
You can do like
There's
little
that
barrel flips.
summer-
You
Yeah,
got
there's
like
a
a little
submarine
bit of a
episode.
jet. You were in there for like 5 seconds, and then you landed down, and the world was like, "Ha, we got him."
Oh,
Yeah.
man. I'm
yeah.
gonna play that today.
No, those are
Like-
honestly, I miss being able to like. Well, I actually, but I remember. I'm sure you guys all did this too. You had to rent games, and then you'd be like, okay, I like this one. I'm willing to spend the $80 that games were back then, and then you like buy it, so you would have played it a million times. At least that's what I don't know. That was my situation. I don't know if you guys were renting
Sure.
games as much too.
Oh yeah.
A whole weekend.
Nothing more depressing than like renting a game that just was terrible, and you're like, "Well, this is my weekend."
Right.
And
Yeah.
your parents are all like, "Why aren't you playing the game we rented? We paid money for that. Go play this video game." Like, oh, all right. And you're like,
It's trash.
I think I did that for like, I think it was Cobra Triangle. It's like a little boat game where you gotta like shoot and it's terrible. And I had to spend my
It sounds
weekend on a
nice.
boat shooting things.
All right,
It
so
was not
like-
good.
It's like, how is the Home Alone 2 Lost in New York game not good? How is that possible?
Right. Let me throw bricks at somebody. That'll be
Yeah.
fun.
I don't think he has any more bricks.
I think it's time for another code, AJ.
that's
AJ,
right. So let's
what do you wanna do?
This one. Let's comment what your favorite console is. You know,
Ooh.
we're talking about games, but you know, we all play them on different consoles, and there's always been like those console wars. So let's just see, you know, what your guys' favorite console is.
Like
Hey,
Genesis
wait,
does what
console war
Nintendo.
backfire.
There you go. Keep it nice
There you
though.
go.
No yelling.
Yeah.
No scolding each other. We all
Well,
have
that'd be
our
good.
favorites.
What was your first console, Alan? What was the first console you owned, and what is your favorite console?
So the first console I owned was actually a Game Boy. I did not have an NES ever. Somehow, my parents were like, "You have a Game Boy. That's it. You've got that at home. Cool." So that was my first, and I was playing a lot of Super Mario Land, and I actually got it for Ninja Turtles, the Fall of the Foot Clan. That was like the whole reason that I demanded a Game Boy, and thankfully I got it. My favorite console, though, is definitely the Dreamcast. I think it was so ahead of its time. It was it's still, I have so much nostalgia for it. I'd say even more than like don't get me wrong, Nintendo 64, Super Nintendo, all of those consoles, amazing. But Dreamcast was just, it felt at the time in 2000, like 1999 or 2000, I don't remember. That felt like such a step forward. Like NFL 2K, Sonic, like with the orcas jumping behind you. I mean, like everything about it, and all the weird games that came out too, like Jet Set Radio and Seaman. I mean, like, listen, I loved some Seaman. I almost dropped Seaman as the game I was going to take on that island, by the way. But I wanted to, this is a family show. So, but like, no, like for real, like that console, like I don't know if it holds up. I haven't played a Dreamcast in a long time, but Dreamcast was really it for me.
I think that's like one of the few consoles I actually never owned. Like I had so many friends who did have it that I was constantly at their house playing it, that somehow I justified it as, well, I'm always over here. I guess I don't need it. Looking back now, man, I wish I had a Dreamcast.
Yeah, and Dreamcast was crazy. It had the cord coming out the bottom of the controller, and it had that big memory card that's stuck in there that like you could do stuff on it, and it was a nutso controller. I remember we played just so much Street Fighter versus Marvel versus Capcom 2, I think, on that, and we just loved it. AJ, what was your first console? And don't say PS4.
It's not PS4. I'm still debating whether or not the Nintendo was mine or my cousin's, who was way older than me. But just for safety, I'm going to go with Super Nintendo just because I remember that specifically. I had it, was playing it constantly for hours. Even though, like, I guess I wouldn't say I'm just spoiled, like, in terms of video games, just because, like, my parents always were able to get, like, the console for me. Like, I didn't even ask for it, but I'm like, oh, dude, I got, like, a Game Boy, got a Game Boy Color. And like, oh man, I got a Game Boy Light. I don't need the Game Boy Light, but I got a Game Boy Light. So I've had almost all the consoles until now when like consoles are getting harder to get, like a PS5. All right, I'll just wait till they're a lot easier to grab. But
Nice.
You mentioned that consoles were hard to get. I think we got kind of spoiled with the period that consoles were easier to get because they used to be really hard to get. I remember like waiting in line for the Wii, for the PS3. I want to say like I tried to wait in line for overnight situation, and they sent me away because they ran out. Like I couldn't even camp to get it. That's how bad.
I remember waiting in line at a Walmart for the Wii, and then like as soon as I got it, I'm like, what game do I get? I'm like, there's not that many games. I just should have thought about this before I bought it. But I think about like the Legend of Zelda game for it. I'm like, I'll accept this. This is it.
That happened for me for the PS2. I waited in line overnight at a Target to get PS2. I got my PlayStation 2, and they're like, "What game do you want?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah, these are all terrible." I think I got a game. I got a game called like Summoner that would look like a cool RPG, and it wasn't as great as I thought it would be.
Summoner Scion of Sorcery.
There you go.
It was called. And I remember I got Kessen 2 or Kessen. I don't remember. One of the Kessens was like a launch game, and it looked amazing, but it was just like a strategy game. It was cool though. PS2, R.I.P.
I remember I went to a Best Buy to get my PS2 on launch day, and they had just ran out of tickets, and this other guy was like, where are you going to head next to? I was like, well, there's a Circuit City around the corner. So I went there, but he beat me to the line and he got the last one. I was like,
man.
You son of a gun. I should have kept my mouth shut, but that was sad.
That's what happens for being a good Samaritan.
Yeah, that's me.
What was your first console, Justin?
The first console I had was an Atari 2600. And then I got an NES for like my 8th birthday. And then the Super Nintendo, which is my favorite, is one that I actually got to buy with my own money. I started going around the neighborhood and doing chores for people and working in their yards and saving up my money. And then I got a Super Nintendo with it. It was awesome. I love it to this day. I mean, that's where you got like your Donkey Kong Country, your Super Mario World, Super Metroid, just
Link to the Past,
Street Fighter
Earthbound,
2, Earthbound, all these amazing games. Holy smokes, Chrono Triggers.
Secret of Mana,
Lost in New York.
Home Alone 2, Lost in New York.
That's true. I still walk around doing like Secret of Mana music and just in my house like a crazy person. But Super Nintendo is definitely where it's at for me. But yeah, Atari 2600. Miss Pac-Man all the way, man.
All right, Mr. Clark.
For me, my first console was the original Game Boy with Space Invaders. That was my first game. I feel very old because I just looked up when that came out. I'm like, oh god. All right. But yeah, I loved it to death. I played Pokemon for probably way too much. But my favorite console though is the PS4, just for the simple fact that it was the first console that I was able to pay for with my own money and be there on launch night. So like it was a mark of pride that like it wasn't a gift. I didn't have to beg for it. I went out and got a job and paid for it on my own. So PS4.
Right. And I bet you treated it a lot nicer than the other consoles.
Right.
Oh, yeah. Don't touch this.
My Game Boy doesn't even have a back for the battery. It has duct tape.
Oh my goodness.
But your PS4 still has the little plastic on it, right?
It's pristine. I have the box and everything.
It's in like a lucite case.
Jules is gonna go crazy if they don't get digital codes.
So after the winner for this one, I know Alan said Dreamcast. So we did have a comment for Dreamcast, like one of the first ones. It was literally like, let's say that's second comment in. So the first comment was Galarza with PS4, and the second one, we shared Eduardo Smith said Dreamcast, and Alan was saying Dreamcast. So we're gonna go with that. Chubb. Yeah.
Nice. Congratulations.
Are you writing these down, AJ? Or
I am. I have a pen and everything like that.
It's okay. He'll just have to watch the whole replay. Just remember, at the 35-minute mark, you gave one away. My all-time favorite, my first console I ever got was the original Nintendo. We were not an Atari family, but I remember it was one Christmas, And I shared a room with my brother and my sister, and my parents got us a Nintendo, a TV for our room, and 5 games. And I remember just being on cloud 9. And because I have just so many amazing memories of the NES, it's probably my favorite console. Super Nintendo is probably a really close second. Like Justin said, there's so many good games on there, and I just love it to death. But just for the pure nostalgia of it, I'd say the original NES is probably my favorite.
Sweet. We went to the midnight launch together for the Wii. Remember that? That was fun.
Uh-huh.
We had to play Twilight Princess, and I just remember Goat In on the little farm. I was like, okay, I'm done.
Nice. Well, last week we kind of rushed you through your game, Justin. Do you want to do your game a little bit earlier today?
We can. That's fine. If you
Yeah,
guys are ready.
we can start your game early, and then we can do some stuff afterwards.
Sure. Okay. So last week we did 20 questions on an MCU character, and this week we're going to do 20 questions on a movie that is based off of a video game. You have 20 questions. We'll do it 20 questions and 1 answer. So don't answer until you are certain that you are correct. All of you count as one team, so no one blurt out the answer that you think without talking it over with your team. Also, we want the chat to help you guys along. I know, AJ, you like to ask questions that the chat uses. And the MVP from the chat will also get a game code for Mortal Kombat Ultimate.
Cool.
Remember, MVP is most valuable player. That means the one that helps us the most.
There you go. Yeah, it was like Nico or something like that last week that saved the day for you guys.
Yes.
So
all right. So this is a
one. So
this is a movie based off of a video game. So we are guessing the movie title, not the video game title.
Correct. You are guessing the movie title.
All right. We will. We'll what? We can start with the chat. What's it?
Jobin Blue. Is it based on M-rated game?
It might be M-rated.
Are you gonna be stumped on the first question, Cavender?
So if you have to think that, it's for sure not Mortal Kombat. It's for, if you have to guess.
All right. So thank you, Jobin. You have just eliminated Mortal Kombat because you wouldn't have to think about that one.
No. Give me a second. Let me confirm that.
While that happens, I think Alan, if you got a question for the 20 questions, I think
we'll let Alan go first. You are the guest, Alan. You can go first.
It might be teen. So let me just confirm that.
Okay. Well,
I apologize. It is teen.
I'll ask the
It is
question.
teen.
T for teen. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That actually narrows it down a bit because T for teen didn't always exist. So it's definitely not a very old game. Let's see. Okay, is it from 1995 to 2000? Was that the original release? Okay.
All right.
All right, AJ.
Let's see. I'm gonna use chat for this one just because.
And remember, you want the movie, not the game. So yeah, definitely use the game to get you the movie.
So it was not released. What was it was 96 to 2000 or 95 to 2000?
Correct.
Okay, so it's not from there.
This is not my question, but I thought this was really funny that it just had to be shouted out. What letter does it start with?
Right. So I will answer yes or no. So ask yes or no questions.
So yeah, one of the ways we get around that at our house is we'll say, does this movie start with A through M?
Yeah.
Is that going to be your
No, it's not my turn. It's AJ's turn.
I'm gonna say, let's see. This movie. Is the movie popular in terms of like video game movies?
It's kind of a subjective question. Maybe ask was it successful? Maybe ask if it was successful at the box office.
Yeah, let's go with that. Was it successful at the box office?
I'll give you the exact number here in a second, and you can decide whether it is successful. Because that's also relative. I mean, based on budget and everything, but it made its money back. But
all right.
So we'll say not successful.
Yeah,
I mean, successful and made its money back, but not. We're not talking, absolute marvel of storytelling level.
Correct.
Right. So before we continue, I just want to say, so for chat guessing, everyone keeps throwing out the answer, what they think it is. So we do have, I guess we're at 18 questions now left to guess the movie. So yes or no questions only, and then at the end, we're gonna, get together and think what's the best answer for this.
All right, David, you have your turn for the question.
Is this movie centered around manipulation of time?
It's extremely specific.
It is.
Because it's an extremely specific movie.
Yes.
It is?
Yes.
Oh, I think I know what it is then. Okay.
Oh, do you?
I mean, rated T, around time travel, was kind of I mean, gotta do something with, probably something with same,
Okay.
right?
Right, I was going to say, again, it's funny, I know Justin loves that movie, actually. It's like
Whoa. You don't even know what it is yet.
You keep going on and on about that movie. I'm saying the movie that David thinks it is. Is this based off of, was this video game? Let's see, what's the best way to phrase this? Well, I'll ask Steven had a question. Steven's question was, does Bluefin distribute collectibles for this franchise?
No.
It's all coming together.
So now my question would be, go off of Mr. Clark's. What's a good way to
use chat because we need a VIP in chat.
an MVP? All right, you said VIP. If they win, they're VIP. Is this based on a video game that was started on the Atari?
Oh shit! Well, why not? Because the franchise might be, but not necessarily this particular game. So I don't know the answer to that.
Okay, we won't count that question then. All right, I think we're back to Chad or Alan. Whoever's got a question first.
So we'll give it to Alan first while I keep scrolling through chat.
Was this movie distributed by Disney?
Yes.
Oh.
I feel like Alan and David have a very good idea of what movie this is. AJ, it's you or the chat.
But yes on Atari, by the way.
Dang, look at that. So Adventures did ask that same question. So I think chat's starting to get this idea. Let's see.
I mean, feel free to just guess everything you got.
No. If everyone's gonna guess, I'm gonna give that to Clark to just say it outright.
Someone just got to ask the Gyllenhaal question.
There you go. Well, might as well ask. Was Jake Gyllenhaal in this movie?
Yes.
I figured it out so early. Oh, I'm so proud of myself.
I can't believe that.
I know. Clark, you definitely crushed it on that one.
Oh, there we go. Even Jobin had asked.
Jobin had the same question. You and Jobin. You guys are on the same wavelength.
All right.
Are you gonna make it official? Or are you gonna?
I mean, look, to be fair, when we figured out what time it wasn't and what rating it was, that kind of super narrowed it down.
Right.
All right. So are we all comfortable saying it's Prince of Persia before we officially say Prince of Persia?
What about Sands of Time? But yeah, I'm cool with it. I think chat has already said it before already. So.
All right, Justin Cavender at Edgy Armo. Is the answer Prince of Persia?
Yes, the answer is Prince of Persia.
Yeah.
We did way better this time.
And it's only Prince of Persia because Doom wasn't streaming. I was going to do Doom, but if it wasn't streaming anywhere. I had to watch because I hadn't seen it since it came out. And I was like, man, they're going to ask me some question I don't know the answer to. So I got to watch it. And then wouldn't you know, Prince of Persia was streaming on Disney Plus. So I was like, all right, there we go. I had to watch it last night just so I could answer your questions.
I was personally hoping it was going to be the Chun-Li Street Fighter movie. Like just like that's, I don't know why. That's like I really wanted that to happen.
Sure, that's a good one. So I didn't want it to be too obscure because I want you guys to win. I'm not trying to defeat you guys. I want you to win.
Yeah, you went with Disney's Prince of Persia. But I guess that's not obscure. Clark and Alan got it after like 3 questions.
I know. I honestly thought that the world forgot about that movie existing, to be honest with you.
Well, Justin, take heart. I did not get it nearly as fast as Clark and Alan.
Yeah,
for sure.
I know. I was like, shit, sand, really? Or time?
That's what he asked. I'm like, that's awfully specific.
I know. Oh, you're killing me, Clark. You ruined my game. That's okay. It's
So-
fine.
I think for chat, I think there was a clear winner in terms of the MVP. You know, it's gonna have to be Jobin. Like, you
Yeah,
know,
Jobin Blue.
he first asked, was it an M-rated game, and that was already like a big hit, like hint right
That's
there.
true.
And then I think he was one of the first few ones to, you know, like actually answer Prince of Persia first. So, you know, congrats, Jobin, for helping us
Nice.
narrow it down. And then thanks, Clark, for being even more specific.
Yeah. Son of a gun.
And then Alan got
I'm
it with the
sad about
Disney.
that. My
Wow.
goodness.
It went so quick. Now I want to find a game now. I'm trying to think of so that way Justin can play. Let me think. Give me 2 seconds. Vamp for me.
Sure. We want to see some Doom figures, and they could be all pixelated and blurry like the first Doom, and it'd be awesome.
Oh,
man.
I would buy that.
Now we're talking.
They should have like little like diorama pieces that look like the levels.
Yeah.
Oh.
Like Nanoblock could actually pull that off because they have sort of that
Jared, get on it. I know you're
that
watching.
fun
Get on
blocky
it.
aesthetic, right? They have like a little chainsaw and everything. It'd be great.
What about a Doom figure that you can play Doom on? Since that Doom is like on everything, so
There you go.
Oh, that's
It's on
true.
refrigerators, on pregnancy tests, it's on everything.
To pee on this real quick. It comes out as like BFG. Does that mean pregnant or not pregnant? No instructions. Yeah, you just go to the doctor. Yeah, I took this and it said BFG. I don't know what's up. Do you want to play another one, Justin? So you can play. I got a game. I got a movie if you want.
Sure. Real quick, did not get the Griffey sneaker drops.
Aww. And it's
sneaker
sad.
drops are not fun.
No.
Definitely not.
Did you get your you were trying to get like PlayStation shoes, right?
Yeah, they didn't. They actually got shifted back to June 17th, so they're coming on June 17th. It looks like, according to Sneakers app. So we'll see.
Oh man. What
Let's see.
size are you? We can all try and get them for you.
Size 10, everyone.
All
Let's make this happen.
Now, what size do they go up to? Typically,
I want to say like it depends. These seem like a wider release, so they might go up to like 14 or 15 even.
Mhm.
Yeah.
none for David. Sad.
Dave's got Shaq shoes, man.
Yeah, I wanted all those like cool Vans when they had like the Zelda Vans and the Mario Vans, and they're like, yeah, we don't make size 16. Go somewhere else, Bigfoot. Like,
Yeah. I got the
sad
Donkey
Charlie Brown
Kong
Disney.
and the Mario ones.
yeah.
Oh yeah, I had the Nintendo, the NES high top ones, the old
Nice.
schools. Those are the ones.
Yeah, and the soul said like game over. It was pretty cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
If you're walking, if you're walking in the sand.
Such a fun little piece of the market to just have fun shoes like that.
So, Alan, would you consider yourself a sneakerhead? Do you go out and you spend all your money on sneakers?
I spend all my money on everything that I shouldn't be spending money on. So toys, sneakers for sure, and actually I have a lot of jerseys. And today happened to be Jersey Day, so I was already wearing one. So
Nice.
yeah,
Galaxy,
yeah,
is that what you're
sneakers.
wearing?
Yeah, the Zelda Galaxy, the community
Nice.
kit.
Nice.
So, what kind of? So you collect jerseys? Do you have a specific team you collect jerseys for? Is it the Galaxy, or do you just like what you like?
I'd say mostly soccer or football jerseys, mostly. Then in NFL, it's all Eagles. And then I'm an Angels fan as well.
Sweet.
Nice. Yeah, I went to haven't been in a while, but I remember Buddy took me to a Galaxy game like 5 years ago, and it was like the most fun I ever had at a sporting event.
Here we go, Galaxy.
So great.
I was
So
shocked, and so I was going to like 5 or 10 games a year. Like we were just going to all these games at like the Home Depot Center or whatever, and it was just so much fun. So if you've never been to a live soccer game, it's very, very fun. Like I'm not a soccer player, as you can tell, but it was so much fun watching people just do their little cheers.
Yeah.
Oh, the vibe's really good. Pretty affordable to get tickets too, and like good tickets. So it's those like MLS games are really fun to go to. Definitely recommend.
Oh, I hate you, Damon.
Someone's on the blacklist.
Cannot believe the Giants cannot beat the stupid Dodgers.
Yeah, that was
They're-
bad.
They're just rocking and rolling. The Dodgers sweep them one weekend, and they beat them yesterday. And I'm like, oh, anybody but the Dodgers. And then
Yeah.
Pujols was the one who put the knife in the back yesterday. Pujols got a double off my team. If Pujols can get a double off my team, then might as well be playing in Little League because because that man is not fast.
I was watching the Mariners get destroyed by the Padres that weekend, and I looked up at the scoreboard and I saw the Dodgers beat the Giants, and I was equally sad for you as I was for me when the score is like 16 to like -5.
Yeah,
it was bad.
It was bad. Yay, it's sports.
Esports is what I watch. So.
There you go. AJ's not wearing a jersey today, though.
No, but
it's
Evo.
It's an esport thing.
We're gonna allow it.
Esports counts.
Yeah,
There we go.
That's right.
Cool.
Did you get a game, Dave?
I did. I know if there's enough time. It looked like you would have moved on, but I do have a game if you want to play one more round of 20 questions.
Sure.
Do
AJ, were you going to pick somebody or anything like that?
You picked Jobin.
Let's play this. Yeah. So
Well,
Jobin
he was
won
going
that
to say something. I wasn't sure if he was going to give it.
one. We'll play this game because games are always fun. So
Okay.
Go for
All
it.
right, 20 questions. This is same thing as Justin. This is a movie based off of a video game.
Great.
Whoever wants to go first. We'll let Justin go first and see you doesn't get to play the last two.
Sure. Did this movie come out after 2010?
No. David Clark.
Did it come out before the year 2000?
No.
All right. So I have a 10-year
Alan.
window.
Does the movie have a major star as like the one person in the game or in the movie?
Yes. That's a very specific question. If you got
Angelina Jolie.
all right, AJ.
well, if Justin's gonna go around to it, I'm gonna ask: is Angelina Jolie in it?
She is not in this movie.
Okay.
Oh.
Oh, all right.
Wow.
Either Chad or Justin.
All right. Let's see. A chat has one question. Is it a Capcom property?
No, it is not a Capcom
Whoa.
property.
Oh, I think I might know.
Oh, okay. Well, Justin, your guess? Your question?
Clark can have it. Go for it. What do you
All
think it is?
Is Dwayne The Rock Johnson in it?
Dwayne The Rock Johnson is not in this movie.
Okay.
So that's 6 questions. So back to you, Justin.
Is it rated R?
That is a
movie.
That's a.
What is it? I'll look it up.
I believe it's rated R, but let me make sure. Oh no, it is not rated R. It's rated PG-13.
Oh shit, could be Resident Evil.
Looks like we're on Alan or Chat.
Let's go with Alan.
Okay. Is it? Is the name of the movie also a person's name?
It is. Yes, it is.
Okay.
Oh, they said it was not a Capcom movie, right? Did we ask?
Not. It is not a Capcom.
Yeah, it's
movie.
not a
So
Capcom.
it's
So
not
it's
really-
Or not a Capcom game. Capcom doesn't make movies.
Yeah.
All right, AJ, you were Chat.
Oh man. I feel like
Alan is asking really good questions. That's a good hint
Yeah.
for you.
Yeah.
Alan has played 20 questions before.
so. Let's see. There you go. Chris Cooper's got one. Is the movie based on a first-person shooter?
I don't believe. Hey, Steven, you play video games. That's not a first-person shooter, right?
No.
This third person, right? Yeah. No, it is not a first-person shooter.
Oh, it's third person.
Well, it's third person, huh?
I mean, if it's not first person, it's gonna be third person. All right, AJ, you.
Does the side-scrolling count as third person?
It is not a first person.
All right,
I'm willing to
David, you
commit
get-
to not first person.
Okay,
That's
so
10
I can
questions.
Ask that.
All right, AJ, you're up.
Oh no, I used it for chat, so we'll have a.
Oh, okay.
David while I think about
All right,
it.
David. 10 left, halfway point.
So it uses the name.
Is it? Oh, is this like a? No, dude, no. Does the main character use guns?
Yes.
Okay.
Ooh.
It's 11.
I think Chad's already figured it out.
I think I know it.
Let's see. Flash it up. Justin, what you have? Your turn. 9 questions left.
Sure. We'll go with Chad. Is Mark Wahlberg in this movie?
Mark Wahlberg is, in fact, in this movie.
Oh man.
All right.
All right.
I think we know what it is.
All right, I think we can guess.
If you want to guess, you can.
Would we like to solve the puzzle?
Yes.
I mean, chat seems to be ready.
Yes, I think chat's ready for that.
All right, what is it?
We'll go with Max Payne.
It is, in fact, Max Payne.
All right.
Dang.
From 2008. It was funny when you said it's from 2009. And I'm like, no.
So the first, looking back at the chat here, yeah,
I think
there's a couple like asking if Marky Mark was
I saw that one.
First
So I
one.
think that was a really good one.
I think that's the first clue about it being Max Payne.
So
And
Infrafan.
what we've learned, or did Infrafan win the first one though?
We have Jacob, Eduardo.
Okay. Just want to make sure. Don't want to inundate Infrafan.
Yeah. They're gonna get it on all platforms.
So I think what we've learned today is that if you're in a bar tournament of 20 questions, you want Alan and David on your team.
Yeah. I suck at 20 questions. That's why I like to ask.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys both asked oddly accurate and specific questions.
I
was
watch
trying
a
not to
lot
be
of,
as accurate.
I watch a lot of bad movies based on video games. So yeah, that would probably help.
And for Infrafan, if you have other social platforms as well, if you message us on there as well, then we can get all the details to get you your code.
Yeah, like on Twitter or Facebook.
Facebook, Instagram, whatever you use. Yeah, I know. I watch a lot of bad movies based off video games too, and sometimes I say stupid things about them and I get quoted. But that's neither here nor there. It's an absolute marvel of storytelling, that World of Warcraft movie.
The World of Warcraft movie isn't that bad. Everyone freaks out about how terrible it is. I love it. I think it's great. I think the music's cool. I think the CGI is awesome. And I'll die on that hill. I think they did an incredible job with the orcs. And by the way, the guy that plays Duratan is also in Prince of Persia. He's one of the brothers.
The more you know. I too obviously love the Warcraft movie. I am quoted in the commercials of World of Warcraft. So
that's true.
So we'll take that. So that's it. That's Friday. That's our Bluefin Hangout. Thanks everyone so much for joining us. Alan, thanks for coming in. I hope you were not scared away and you will come join us again.
I'd love to. Yeah, it was super fun. It was great.
Awesome. Fantastic. Make sure to follow Alan on all social platforms. He is at the Alan Johnson. He was nice enough to give us all of these codes to give to you because we all love you guys so much. Make sure to go to bluefinbrands.com/contest. Enter to win all of our giveaways going on right now. We're really trying to reach a couple milestones on YouTube. So if you're watching us on YouTube, hit that subscribe, hit that notification, whatever those YouTubers say. Do all of that so you can watch all the cool content that Steven, Justin, myself, Clark, and everyone is producing. But until next week, we will see you guys next week. Bye, everybody.
All right.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you so much.
Have a great week.